right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started on our presentation. I just wanted to recognize the fancy flames that are here and we're very, very excited about Hire Chef 2.0 coming to fruition finally after a lot of time. I am George Tsafonias. Some of you may know me, some of you may not, so that's why I have on here as far as an agenda goes is who is George? And then what we're going to do is why hire a chef now. We're going to go through a front end of hire a chef, also talk and go through the back end of a chef profile, as well as claim listing. Claim listing is actually going to be a staggered situation depending on your membership, just to make sure that everyone gets the help that they need to move over to this fabulous platform. So we're very excited about that. So who am I? My name is George Tsafonias. I have, funny enough, we were just talking about this the other day with Angela, but I have been around Hire a Chef and USPCA and NRFSP since I think about 2013. So on and off, I've been helping Larry with a lot of different marketing projects, whether it was NRFSP, whether it was Hire a Chef, the websites that you guys are looking at, those are all came under, I had a digital agency called Market Loyal, and I had that for a very long time. So I did a lot of work with Larry and the team and Vince and you name it, right across the board. I have been to and spoken at many of the conferences that USPCA puts on. If you see this kind of funny picture down below, this is San Antonio. I believe this is Providence when they had an event. And this was actually a couple of weeks ago when I had to carry these three guys in a golf situation. So I've been around USPCA. Oh, and I also do the social media consults if new members come aboard and they're looking to have that. I also facilitate some of those pretty much ongoing for a while. So that's enough about me. The team itself. This guy is in route or I don't know if he's all the way or thinking about going, but something about a long trip that's coming up. So Larry's unfortunately not going to be able to join us tonight, but we have some fantastic other parties that are going to be part of this. So this is your Hire a Chef team. I am mainly going to be the person that's going to be the main contact for that. So I'll make sure that everybody that's on the webinar and throughout has all my information. It's pretty simple. It's george@hireachef.com. So you'll be able to get that information. But Vince will have some information on stuff, be able to answer some questions, as well as Angela a little later on throughout. So the question is, why now? I have, just so you know, been talking about Hire a Chef in a redo for quite a while. I would probably say, and this may be the case, coming up on I think a decade. Been talking about how we could kind of update and change and move some things around from the platform side of things. Not necessarily we updated the site, we updated the skin, the front of it, but it's the functionality of the platform is something that we've been really looking into. So it's been a long time coming. We have really been trying to get this done for a while. I think we're on a platform right now that is just going to knock your socks off as far as what it will do for each and every business owner that's or every chef that's on here. It's going to open up new doors. It's going to get you those breadcrumbs that out there so people can find you. It'll also take a lot of the aggravations maybe that are going on right now, some of them that I heard about with regards to Hire a Chef and emails coming in and things like that. So it's really going to revolutionize the platform as it is right now, and you guys are the main beneficiary of all that. So it's going to offer chefs a lot more control. We're going to dive into the platform and be able to see the back end of what a profile looks like, the things that we need to fill out, and how you guys have to go about that. And I think once you get in there, by the way, you can't break anything inside there. So if you're nervous about technology or anything like that, don't worry about it. It's pretty simple. It walks you through things. As long as you follow the steps, you'll be able to go in there. We're going to offer a trainings throughout for each and individual member profile. membership group that's on there. So don't worry, we're going to make sure that there's plenty of things for you if you don't feel comfortable with it, and it'll build more exposure for your personal chef business, right? So personal chefs are, are out there active in the do of things going on, and it's I think this will be something that will really hire a chef as a website URL gets phenomenal traffic as a location, believe it or not. So it's going to be exciting once we start building out these pages and individual pages for chefs. You're just going to see the traffic start to go up, and up. And that only means more business and opportunity for you. So here's a little sneak peek of it. We're going to dive into it, but the front end is mainly going to focus on the search side of things. So being able to search by what do you need? So the type of specialty that's in there, the subcategory that takes place. And then there's some more options. It'll instantly help you find the city or state based off of the location. So from a consumer side of things, this is going to be great. It's going to instantly bring up the people that they want to see. So you'll see that as we jump in here. The back end of the profile, very, very simple. Great visuals. If you guys are familiar or you have Facebook pages or have been in different directories, this is one great directory that really allows you to do a whole bunch of things. So we're going to dive in, but so on the front side of a chef profile, and we're also going to look real quickly on the back end to make sure that you kind of understand kind of what's going on there. There's some key areas to kind of be thinking about, and I just want you guys to think about these things because from what I've seen, we had an early adopter group, and this early adopter group is essentially 26 chefs that signed up to participate in this, and some of them understood it, some of them didn't. But having this back end, the header, having it sized correctly, having a good profile picture, and then filling out each of these sections on your profile, and we're going to go through those so you understand them. But if and we're going to send this presentation out, but if you're able to really go in and really get these basic things down, you're going to have a phenomenal profile on there, and then you can just constantly continue to build on it, and we'll help out to get you that point too as well. That early adopters, one that I wanted to highlight was Laura Taylor. She's the CEO of Honest to Goodness Personal Chef Services. She really went in, dove right in, filled out her profile real well, and it's a great one to take a look at. And we're going to look at that once we get in there. So everyone's going to be asking, well, how do I get in? We're going to send off an email. We're probably going to send off possibly a text or through all the channels that we have available, and you're going to get a link, right? And this link is going to take you to claim your listing. It's just like if you had a business profile on Facebook, or if you had one on Google My Business, you're going to be able to go in there and claim that listing. We're going to do a staggered rollout, which is going to be based off of your membership. So information will come out on that. The reason why we're doing that is because if there's a lot of questions or if a lot of people just don't know, and so that we can give enough time to each membership group. So that, hey, if you want to be on a webinar, you can be on a webinar. We're going to do a couple each week throughout the month of December. So you'll have plenty of time to go in there and do it. So it'll be a claim listing. Once you claim the listing, you'll be able to go right in and start filling out your information. All right, so let's dive right in. All right, so, all right. Still see me, Angela? Still see everything? Thumbs up, but I can't tell because Larry's.
Yeah, you're good.
All right, excellent.
I've been checking with Vince, who's on the other side, and he says you look great, so you're fine.
Oh, fantastic, Vince. Thanks, appreciate it. Yeah, I got the haircut today, so yeah. Anyways, so this is the front end of Hire a Chef. Again, this is still in beta mode. So what that means is there's going to be different URLs. So once we transition everything over, and as Angela had mentioned, it's been a long time coming, right? We've been working on this thing for several months just to get it to the point. There's a lot of the back end stuff that really needed to kind of take shape. But again, it's still beta, so we'll be changing up some things. So if you see things that look a certain way, those change. We won't change any of your data that's in there or any of your information. So don't worry about that. It's just the aesthetic side of things, making sure that this looks good, that looks good, typos. So if you see those, don't worry. We're going to have someone go look through it with a fine tooth comb. But what's exciting about it is the ability for people to find who it is that they're looking for. So on the front end side, you have a couple different things, right? We broke this down based off of specialty areas that several of the early adopters kind of had let us know about, and as well as Larry, as well as other chefs that we kind of have been talking to, breaking it down based off of food type, meal service, specialty diets, food events, cooking lessons, and vacation cooking, right? So if you go in there, if I'm a consumer and I'm looking here inside this platform and I want someone that is, has a particular food type, I can literally go in there and look based off of that food type. So let's just go ahead and go Greek food, because that'll or should pull up my my family here. And if you notice here, this is also Google has a search query that's inside there, so it'll locate them based off of where they're located. So you don't really have to do anything. You could put in Orlando, or you could put in some other area, but it's going to pick up the location as is. So once that information comes down, and I'll hit search here in a second, but then breaking things down based on finding a chef, food type, these are just other ways for people if they're not into going up and doing the search as is right there. We're going to highlight just a little bit about us. Again, breaking these things down based off of the categories and specialty areas that are in place. We're going to, as people put in information, we're going to highlight news, blogs, articles, videos, and things that kind of come in there too as well. And then more about other things like jobs and so on and so forth kind of going through. So if I go and do a search, personal chef based off of food type, which is Greek food, in Orlando, Florida, this should pull up this guy. And this is me, actually. My family has a restaurant here in town, so this is one of our demo ones. So if I wanted to go ahead and kind of look at the profile as is, you'll see I built it out pretty extensively. Didn't take that long, but a great opportunity to kind of go in there. And there's a lot of different areas that you can do. Most importantly, obviously, the big banner. Once people come in there, have that be a selling point that you can go into. But let me just go back real quick, and then we'll jump into, and I'll show you that front side of things. So based off of location, a couple different things. And again, think about this as I'm a consumer inside the platform, right? So if I come in and I see, all right, so George is the only Greek food specialist that's in Orlando, Florida, I can send George a message directly, right? And start a conversation kind of going back. It could be a lead, it could be some, hey, just want to connect upon things. I could view the listing, which is what we just you can click on it here. We're going to have specialty badges, and these specialty badges are going to give you the ability. This is an early adopter badge that's in there, but there's going to be others based off of your membership, based off of a lot of certifications and stuff that you have in place. We're going to make sure those are all on here too as well. So looking at all this, you can do it a number of different ways, right? If there was other chefs, you would see inside there other chefs next to me, so that you compare, and then based off of location too as well. So the location of this particular listing is here. Now, people go, I work out of my house or what have you. It's going to have a general vicinity area. It's not going to show your particular address or anything like that. So not to worry about that. It's going to show an area of sorts. So anyway, so if I go back into the listing itself, there's a number of key areas here that I think consumers would really be interested in doing. Okay, George, I can send him a message. I can make a connection. I can like this for later. So if I'm a consumer, I can go take a look at some of the chefs that are in there, kind of break it down for myself, keep information on them. It's kind of like a following situation. So I'll be able to follow. So if blog posts are written, or if reviews are given or specialties, they will get an update letting them know. So next time they come in, they'll see that. If a review is done, they can also write reviews for you. So there's a lot of different areas, but the key areas to kind of focus on, these are all broken down. Think of these as kind of like tabs. So for instance, I specialize in these particular areas. And again, you guys are going to have the ability to go in and customize what it is that you focus on as far as specialties. But if I wanted to, if I'm a consumer and I want to request information from George about some Greek food or American food, or a weekly full-time request, I can just go ahead and request that information. And a form will pop up and they'll get a notification on that. So chefs will be able to do that. So those are all the specialty areas. Reviews, once they come in, we all know reviews are a big part of your business, right? I've worked with a lot of chefs, part of the USPCA and not part of the USPCA. And I'll have to tell you, like, getting reviews is sometimes the hardest thing. You'll be able to send them right here. Hey, leave me a review. Review comes in. It's going to help you out greatly. You're going to be able to share it in a lot of different places. The next one is blog articles. So if you're a content person, if you aren't a content person, I suggest you consider being a content person, because those are the breadcrumbs out there that people find and will see. So if you could write a blog post, or if it isn't something that you're good at, there's a lot of resources out there that allow you to have content written for you. We may additionally have some at a later date, but just a great thing. People just want to hear about the information that you're putting out there. So here's a great example of a blog post. Real easy to do. Information's inside there. Looks great. You can share the page. You can leave information. You can offer a free menu meeting. Again, just to engage the consumer, to make sure that they're that they're engaged in you, and that you know what you're doing, and so on and so forth. So it's a pretty great tool to do that, and it's real easy to build out, and I'm going to show you guys that in a second. There's going to be an article section. Some of you may have this, some of you may not. This article section is going to be similar to a blog, but what it's going to do, it's going to help populate some of the stuff for Hire a Chef. We're going to be sending off to a newsletter consumers. So we're going to start working that into the mix. Same thing, community article that goes out. That's going to go out to people. Classified ads. We're trying to figure out how to best use this too as well. I'll be honest with you. Whether you're selling something, whether there's a service or what have you, having a classified, it might get a little redundant with some product situations that we have inside here, but we're trying to figure out how to best use this. But in this case, I had some old knives, right? And if I want to sell those old knives, I could literally just go in, or a consumer, right? A consumer's interested, or if a chef sees it, you can update this information. You can contact the person that owns the knives, or you can get more details. And if you click on more details, it might take you out to how you can buy it. So if you have these on another marketplace, and it has a transactional situation in place, you can click them out and take them out to that for more details on it. So again, always you could print this as well as like the information that's there, which I think is great, which is really great for keeping track of members on here too as well. So some of you guys are getting to the point where jobs are important, right? So making sure that you could go in and you could fill out a job. You could have basically a job board, right? If you're looking for help around the holiday season, if you're looking to have a marketer come aboard and be part of your team, if you're looking to hire another personal chef as part of your team as you grow, right? These are all great things that you can do. And it's a job listing, so you can start it. You have controls on it. You can put information inside there. I didn't fill this out too much, but again, more details, and contact this member. So if someone is interested in joining your team, you have the ability to kind of put that in there. Sorry about that. Got a little too clicky on it. One of the most important things I think for personal chefs, and I've seen y'all like take pictures of everything and you put them, sometimes they don't come out of your phone, right? So it's real important to really kind of start thinking about, all right, where can I put this information? So you have the ability to put photo albums on here. Again, organize as part of your business. Think of it this way. You don't want to put like random photos up there, right? It's really important to kind of keep this on the up and up and a little professional from the standpoint of what, why people are coming here, right? If you could entice someone to come and buy, I don't know who likes Greek desserts, I sure do. But you have the ability to really kind of sell yourself, right? This is a sales tool, right? Where you don't have to go out there. You can say, hey, check out my profile on Hire a Chef, go in there, take a look at some of the dinners that I have, some of the photos that I have. I love these Greek coffees, they're fantastic. So photo albums, I think, are going to be really important for the membership to be able to do that. You can also, we live in an age of video, right? So you want to put some more video on here. If you have a YouTube account, that's great. What this platform does is allows you to put a link from YouTube. So if you don't know how to do that, we can certainly help you out do that. But you want to make sure it's if you upload them to YouTube, you just get the link and you can literally put it inside here. And then you'll have videos. And like I said, we're going to highlight some of those on the homepage too as well. But again, another breadcrumb where people can kind of learn more about your business straight in there. So that's a quick little overview. Again, Find a Chef and Chef Shop. These are things that are still being built out. Obviously, the About Us is pretty self-explanatory. And Angela, any questions on the front end that you want to cover, or do you want to just kind of keep rolling?
No, I think you really touched on it really good. Like I said, the main gist of this webinar is to give the overview and of course to get everybody, as we roll this out in December, to claim their profiles. Like George said, Chef Shop. We haven't had one for a while, but we will be building out the Chef Shop. We had some great t-shirts that were very popular at conference this year. So we're going to be looking at those kind of co-branded items, of course, getting agreements with some knives, whatever we need to have in the shop, bringing on more partners now that we're going to have this really robust site. But that's all I have right now. So you can keep going, George.
Should I keep going and click on
You should not click on me. No.
Okay.
No, they can enjoy that at their leisure if they would like to.
Yes, I saw them. They were great. They were great. You look great. Yeah,
that's fine. We need to talk about, how the, you've shown a lot of the features. We need to go ahead and talk about how this is going to roll out and what that looks like when we say to claim your profile.
Okay. Well, we'll definitely do that after I show everyone how to kind of manage the back end and kind of show. Larry wanted me to make sure that I kind of go in there and show them, how simple this is really and what their kind of main area will look like and how easy it's going to be to manage. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Just which I think is, yes, of course. So one of the great things I think is once you go and log in to Hire a Chef, it'll keep your credentials for the most part unless you go and log out. So what's great about it is, once you're in here and you're looking, you can actually manage it on the back end as far as a dashboard goes. So let me just go ahead and kind of jump in there. Okay. So something that we learned as part of our early adopters where there was a little bit of confusion as far as what needed to be filled out, right? You're going to have a kind of a countdown percentage bar that's up top here that's going to take you from 0 to 100 of being done. What they've done is they've duplicated some of the information there. So most importantly, one is to manage your listing is the basic information here, right? This is what's going to populate a good chunk of your actual profile. Am I sharing it? Yeah, you can see that, right? Angela, you can see that?
Yes, I can.
All right, good. I didn't stop it. All right, I thought I stopped it for a second. So, so there's a couple main key areas. Obviously, managing your listing, your account details about your account will live right inside here. You have a QR code that you could take and you could put this on a business card. You could put it and your signature. You can put it on emails that you send off to people, whatever the case may be. This will bring them back directly to your profile that's on Hire a Chef too as well. You're going to have the ability to copy and paste and put this badge on your website if you have a website, or wherever else you want to put it. Just kind of show you. And again, we're going to be updating these, but these are just some of the early iterations of that. But you'll be able to put, so it'll say USPCA, it'll say CPC, or it'll have your badge credibility here inside of the platform, right? So then what's most important too would actually be the published content side of things. This is where you can dive in, get into your website blog, events, products, articles, classifieds, job listings, and so on. So what I'm going to do, just for the sake of going in here, is I'm just going to breeze real quickly through kind of the basic information to show you how simple this is, right? If you can fill out a form, you can fill out this profile, but it's real important that you go and you sit down and you take some time to think about what a short description of your business is. Put your address in there. Make sure it. By the way, your address location, once you start typing it in, Google will recognize it. Put it in there. It's real important that you put an address, because that way, if someone's searching, they can find you. They will not see your information. Let me just reiterate that. They will not see it, but if they're searching in a particular area where you could service, then you'll be able to do that. So, and it's important for the map too as well. Also, any of your other website, other your social media links, if you have a booking link, if you have an outside blog, feel free to put that in. Any of your social profiles, a WhatsApp phone number can be there too as well. Real important. I know a lot of platforms update. You need to go and save to continue. So burn that into your heads. Make sure that you save and continue. I'd hate for you to put some information in here and not be able to do that. So pretty self-explanatory. The next one is profile photos, right? Make sure straight on. If you want to use an avatar, you can. If you want to, but people buy from people. So it's real important to recognize. People buy from people. So it's important that you go and put that information in there so they can recognize you. Real easy. Change photo, click on it, and it'll happen. Same thing with your cover, your back end cover. Be able to change the cover. I'm going to give it, the sizes are always right here too, guys. And I'm going to give some links that'll show you the how you can, if you don't know how to size it or what have you, if you have something that's just not the right format. A lot of tools out there. I'll give you some to resize. I'll give you some to build out and design.
Hey, George.
Yeah.
I think you could address this question now, because this is very different, and you're not having to enter 300 bazillion zip codes. Do you want to talk about the mapping feature? Because I'm getting questions about the address service limit, and just because I enter an address in, they'll still travel up to 40 miles away. Can we address how this particular platform is going to deal with that versus the enter every zip code known to man?
No, you're not going to do that at all. Matter of fact, don't worry about zip codes. That's an old functionality that really is not necessary anymore. What you're going to do inside here, and it's actually putting your address in there creates the middle pin, right, for the area and services that you cover. Now, some people are going to be able to cover larger swaths of area, and some won't, right? And we'll be able to help adjust those so that you're not getting stuff that's too far away. But here's the thing: if you get something that's too far away, then maybe someone else within USPCA or Hire a Chef that can cover that, because they have a different center point. So we'll be able to kind of make sure that that lead gets to the appropriate person based off of the geography that they put in there. So it's really important to put in there. So also, you're going to have the ability to put in what are called service areas. So if you like, what this is kind of like keywords as people search. So you want to make sure that, and you can do it based off of county, city, state, postal, zip code. If you know that there's a particular zip code that you really want to focus on, you have the ability to kind of put those locations. So if someone searches for Orange County, I'll come up. If someone searches for Florida, I'll come up, right? Again, I can't service someone in, the panhandle, right? So, I mean, I do want to come up for certain things, but we're gonna, as we kind of move forward, we'll be able to kind of hone down as more chefs come on here and really build out their profiles. It'll start to hone down, and you'll see pockets of groups that are coming in. Hopefully that answered the question. It's real simple for the locations or service areas that you put in here. You can add, like, literally when I put in your, if you put in your home address, so if I put in 1600 see how it starts to come up? You'll start to, so I'm just going to pick this for instance, right? So I then have the ability to add this location to my listing, right? I could add a Popka if I wanted to, which is a city here in Central Florida. I could add in Florida if I wanted to. Again, I don't need to add that multiple times. Orange County is in.
Clarify something really quick.
Sure.
This is a feature that has not been vetted, but when we're talking about jobs, guys, we're not talking about a prospective client seeing what other client jobs you have. That's not what jobs is. Jobs is if you need a server, or if you need another chef, or if you want to hire a marketer. We're not talking about a consumer actually being able to see who all is your clients. Correct,
No.
George?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's a
Let
job.
me clarify that. Yeah. So
hiring.
don't let the word jobs throw you. That and I'm getting some suggestions. I'm writing them down for other nomenclature, and I appreciate that. No problem, Chris. It's a great question to ask because you're not the only one who had that question. So
Nope.
there are no questions that are off limits here. This helps us make the adjustments that we need to make to the platform. But jobs are, you guys need some help from somebody. So you'll be able to put something out there to get servers, to get, I don't know, bartender, or if you're looking to go corporate, to find other chefs. This is a lot of this features we're showing are still in development, but we're just kind of letting you see that they're there.
Yeah.
So more will be coming later. Right now, it's going to be claiming it and getting that basic profile information, your locations, how far out you would go from your location, etc. But it's a great question. So thank you, Chris.
Yeah, it's come up a couple of times, so not to worry about it. Yeah. So hopefully that made sense on the locations. We'll go through that too as well. Additional details. It's really important that you don't just dive into this and forget about it, because we all know what happens, right? You don't come, you don't fill it up, you don't finish it off. You're like, where was I on things? Set aside some time, get in there. We're going to be available to help. We're going to have webinars. I got recorded ones too as well. So if you don't know what to do, and we'll have more trainings that are going to be part of this too. But it's real important once you get into here, right? You guys have unlimited categories, right? As a USPCA member, you get unlimited categories. So you're able to go in there and select what you want. I suggest you select based off of the ones that you actually do. Now, I know we can all do things, right? But if your specialty is not Vietnamese food, right? Don't take it off from someone else, right? If it's something that you want to get into and you want to learn, right? You can put as many in there. We're testing this out to see, if it's going to be good or not, or rather than limiting the actual categories in there.
Quick question. So, and this came from somebody, and I knew the answer, but I'm going to go ahead and just let you go ahead and put it out to the group. So most clients, the chefs have wanted a variety of food. So searching by a specific food forces them to make a decision. And they think this is asking too much of them. Can they just search for a personal chef in their area without checking any of these boxes?
Well, no, this is for the chef, right? This isn't a search for a consumer.
Okay, so I'll let you go ahead and clarify that. Okay.
Yeah. Consumers don't know what weekly full time is. You know what I mean? Like, so like you guys do, right? So it's important, like if you want to show up for certain things, this is where you would check it off,
Okay, so this
right?
is for their listing and how they want to appear to the consumer, that they want to showcase these
Correct.
food types, these meal services, these specialty diets, vacation, whatever the case may be. So this is the back end. Okay, that's something we need to remember because I forgot it too at this point. We are in the back end of Hire a Chef. So we are not right now in a consumer facing mode. Okay,
Nope.
so maybe that'll help everybody. We are in the back end.
Right.
Only you can see it.
So here's here's a great example. So once you pick a specialty food type, it'll be request information for that, right? And also if someone searches, right, Chinese food and yeah, Seattle, I think she is, right? So if that is the case, request information, she'll come up. If a consumer requests that, right, you better know how to do it, right? Or you better, rather than just taking it from someone else, if you're able to kind of just, not check off as much or just see what happens with a limited amount and then kind of start adding to it, right? If we find that people are not accepting lead opportunities that kind of come in because, they're too far or they don't cook Thai food, right? But they checked it off, right? That's just going to make the platform and make consumers get frustrated, right? And not being able to do that. So additional details is real important. I suggest you take some time, look through it. There's a lot of great features inside here too as well. If you have a brochure, you have the ability to upload a brochure here, or if you have a CV, you can put that in there. If people want to know what kind of culinary school you went to or what have you, you can put that on there. And then all the other general information, credentials, honors, awards. Take the time, guys. Like make sure you have this information so you can put it in there so your profile is very nice. Also, another thing that people have a really hard time doing is writing about themselves, right? Take a look at some other profiles, take a look at some other websites, Google about me bio, Google bio for the web for a website about us, you name it, right? Put information inside here so that you can and wordsmith it, right? Take some time, write this through. These are the things that you do, write about you, your company. I put some information in here because this was obviously a dummy account for me, but I just kind of took some stuff off my parents' website, right? Off their business, right? And literally put it in there. It's based off of a WYSIWYG, so real simple tool, right? If you want to go in, change font size, change color. I mean, we're talking easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? Just make sure you hit that save and continue button. You can insert tables, you can indent, justify, you can add an image, video, you name it. Really easy to kind of put inside there. And if you do something you don't like, you can always go back. Oh, geez, okay, now we're good. And you can size. So once you're inside here, if you upload a photo and put it in here, there's a couple ways you can do it. You can drag it out to where you think it should be, or you could resize based off of the width that's in place. And if you leave auto, it'll update it specifically based off of length. Okay. And again, save and continue. Okay, about me. That takes you automatically to the service areas, which we just kind of went through too. So, all right, so let me go back to my dashboard. That's managed listing, right? That's your basic information that you have to do. If you don't put certain things up there, if you don't have a headshot in there, you're not going to be shown, right? So there's some people that are in there right now, even from our early adopter group, that just haven't put a headshot in. If you don't want to show your face, great, put a logo, right? Do something, put something in there, caricature, you name it, right? People buy from people. Let me explain that again. People buy from people. So it's important you build your personal brand, especially as a personal chef. All the chefs that I've worked with, that's what I tell them. I'm like, you are the business, right? You need to make sure that you are the face of the business, no matter what it is. So important to do that. So that's managed listing. The next one is published content, right? So published content is website, blog articles, so on and so forth. If you want, we can just kind of go into job listing. They put it twice. They put it up here, and then they put it down here too as well. Your account information can all be changed right from here. Also, if you favorite anyone, favorites are kind of cool piece of the platform. So if you like an article that someone wrote, right, or if you like a chef that's in here, and again, think of it like a consumer, but also think of it like a chef. If I'm following, if there's a great chef that I admire, that's doing fantastic as part of that's here on Hire a Chef, right, and you want to go and you want to save their articles or content or write something similar or whatever, you can just go and save that article. So I have the ability to go and save this article. I can save their photos, website, blog articles, you name it. Saved members too as well. Like I inside here can now have members that I want, that I like, I want to follow, and I want to be part of, right? And you can also see the post save my members as well. So let me go into website, blog article. Okay, again, this is simple, guys, right? Like this isn't like the whole reason why this platform exists for for Hire a Chef and USPCA is because it's so damn simple, right? You just need to take the time to go in and do it. Pretty self-explanatory. Article title, featured. This functionality will not be there. You will not have the ability to go and show it. You want to feature it on the homepage. Categories. We're defining categories. Once we switch over the domain, we'll set up the categories that we want these to fall under, and you'll be able to pull the categories that are necessary there. For right now, you can just put category 1, 2, or 3, and we'll organize it from there. Publish date. Smart tags. Smart tags are like keywords, right? If you want keywords that you want this article to show up, you have up to 100 characters that are in there. So if you want to come up for chef, Seattle, Asian cooking, whatever the case may be, make sure there's a comma after each one of them, and you just type that information inside there. Then you actually get to write the article, right? Where a lot of people go like, oh, wow, where do I start? What do I do? There's pre-made elements that are over here, which I think are pretty cool. They allow you, and they pop out, right? Individual elements if you want to go. And again, you just like literally like drag them over here and bring them in and then resize. But then there's also other content blocks, right? So if you want to start building something out, again, you can just click inside each one of these and change it. You want to change the photo, you just click on it. You can scroll over different things. Now I want to replace this photo. You can just go and replace it. It shouldn't take you that long to lay out a really nice blog. I mean, these pre-made elements really make it super easy for you. And then again, you could just start typing inside there in between. You can preview it. You can leave it in draft and kind of go back. There's a whole bunch of different things inside here that allow you to do that. I mean, these blogs and these, pages and stuff can be real nice for you. So feel free to utilize these. And again, you just literally drag them over, put them in there. If you want to show your different meal plans or whatever, you can just have the images, have the title, and then the name of it right below. There's different levels. They even get fancy with some of the I have an iPhone. Oh, I put 2 of them in there. Okay, Gonzo. So a lot of stuff inside here. Feel free to poke around. Again, take some time, go in, think about what you're going to be writing. You don't have to, you can, again, leave this in draft, right? If you don't publish it, if you publish it, we'll get a notification to add an image to the actual, you just click on it and then you click on whatever image it is that you want. Just be mindful of the size on this, guys, because you don't want to, have something too big or too small. You want to make sure that it's 750 by 400 so that it looks good.
George.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So do you want to just touch on real quick, because we're winding down here to our final 10 minutes. I want to make sure we get to claim your thing, but I have a quick blog question. So if a chef has a blog on their own site, should they populate this part of their Hire a Chef listing?
That's totally up to you. There's been a lot of over the years, I've had a digital agency. People have talked about duplicate content. I think it's nonsense, right? Wherever you think you're going to get the most traffic is where you should do it. If you're getting a ton of traffic, and I'm be honest with you guys, I don't know of a chef that's getting the amount of traffic that we get to hire a chef, right? So if you're, if you're really serious about building out this profile, you can literally take your blog and duplicate it, put it over here, right? Or have an original link. Just have a link at the bottom of the blog post that sends it back over so that you have that. So if you have a blog and you want people to come direct, but as a member of part of USPCA, it's real easy to, utilize this. And, again, you're going to be getting leads through here too as well. So hopefully that answered the question. It's totally up to you.
Lead generation, that is the onus behind this update, is to move this up in the SEO and increase the lead generation.
Correct. So can I?
But so go ahead, George. I'll let you go ahead and zip through so we can get to.
Yep. So as Angela just said, lead generation has kind of been a sore spot, right? And as long as I can remember with regards to hire a chef, this has CAPTCHA functionality in it. So gone are the days of people just kind of going in there and blasting people off, right? Like you're going to be getting a direct link with a message to that. You'll get notified that a new lead has come in. What you have to do on this new lead is you're going to have to accept it or decline it. If you decline it, what we're going to do is communication is going to go back to the person that submitted the lead opportunity and wants to connect with you. If you're too busy, you have too many clients because of hire a chef, right? Then you want to make sure that you decline it. So once you get a notification, you'll get a notification to the email. There's a couple other ways that'll happen. There's going to be some emails that we're going to set up to notify the client on your behalf that you've accepted the lead opportunity, and you should be reaching out to you. From there, it's going to be your responsibility, right, to go in and do that. To decline it if you can't do the job, or you're just never able to connect, right? It's real important to kind of just make sure that reach out to them. If you can't connect, we understand sometimes things don't happen, people don't connect, but if we can get it to somebody else that may be a little bit closer to them, might be at a specialty area, or if you're just too busy, right? You're able to do that. So lead will come in, it'll populate, you'll be able to see all the leads right inside here. You'll be able to see the status, accepted, decline, sold out, pending, whatever the case may be. Again, we're going to go through this process. It's a work in progress for us too, guys, right? So making sure that we hit some bumps in the road so that we can make this something that really is your heartbeat of your business, so that you can be getting a ton of business and grow and make a lot of people happy with providing the food that you do. So Angela, what did you want me to, what else to connect with?
Okay, I've got a few questions. Elizabeth, sure. I got your question and I will get with the team after. I'll add this to my list. It's a great question. So I will get with the team and talk with them about that. So thank you for your question. You see, Hire a Chef does really have a good domain authority rating now. Will that change with the revamp? I would say it would only get better, wouldn't you, George?
Yeah, we're going to make sure that it's done properly with redirects and all that. We have nothing's going to change as far as the domain. There's only just going to be more content now coming through that, and that's how they determine whether or not authority is just one piece of the puzzle. Having more content going out based off of a domain is also just going to make more traffic come up. And again, the end user, if you're giving out good information, the end user wants to stay longer. That's also another factor, right? If they can find things easily, that's also another factor. If they leave reviews, it's also another factor. There's a whole cornucopia of percentages, and that could be its own presentation. I would love to do one day for everybody. Is how how websites get ranked and how this will get ranked and all that good stuff.
Wow, okay, thanks, Chef Elizabeth. I don't know if George knew that, but the main page looks like the end of the movie, the menu. No, you will no longer receive the emails when you receive a lead. They will go through here, so you will not be doing double duty. This will, I mean, you will get a notification from Hire Chef still, but you'll respond within Hire Chef, not like what is going on now that you get the lead and from info and all that. So you'll still get a notification, but you'll respond within Hire a Chef, correct, George?
Yeah, well, it's you are going to get a communication, right? So I think what she's saying is you're going to get the email, right, that says, "Hey, you have a new lead," right? It's going to be easier for you to come in and manage it directly through here, right? Again, it's totally up to you, but you're able to kind of go in there. You will have before you get it. Before we need to know that you've accepted it. Otherwise, you're going to get communications from us saying, "Are you going to accept this?" Right? Because here's the thing, right? If you're not paying attention to it or you're just too busy or whatever the case may be, we want to give that opportunity to someone else. We don't want to just sit and get stale, right? And so once you accept it, it becomes yours, right? If you don't accept it, we're developing like a policy, right? If it does accept after a certain amount of time, we want to make sure that that the consumer is happy with the experience at Hire a Chef. And if someone just doesn't get back to them, right, that's not a good experience. So we want to make sure that we get on top of that.
Real quick, Donna, no, the client is not going to have to pay to contact you. So it's not a pay service for the potential client. We will be getting to all the rollout questions here almost immediately. Greg, yeah, even if you've never set up your profile on the old platform, you are still going to get an email to claim your listing. Oh, here's my favorite one. Yes, it is going to decrease scammers because what if George just barely touched on, which is the capture.
Yeah,
So yes, that
yeah.
is correct. It
There's a
will be decreasing our friendly neighborhood scammers that we just all love so much.
right. There's also the send a message situation, right? What this does is this basically will delay any kind of bots or any kind of fake scammers or whatever the case may be. If you get to a point, we don't have the domain connected, so you won't see the capture, but there will be a capture here that they will have to fill out. The 2 + 2 equals, right? All that good stuff, making sure that it's not a bot, and then this information kind of goes in there. That's why we're not not that we don't want to allow, but it just helps us from the standpoint and helps you from the standpoint to know a couple things. One, this lead came in from Hire a Chef. Two, it's been qualified, right? Because it is an actual I mean, sometimes people get in, right, or they'll just start messaging everybody on here, right? But you can't control those people. But for the most part, this kind of makes it so that it won't get lost, more or less, right? And it won't be something that bots and other things like that come into and jump all over, right? There's a lot of sites that they do that from, and scraping and all that. I won't get into that, but it is a good feature.
So the next questions are about what we should probably do now, wrapping up to be respectful of everybody's time.
Mhm.
Is when is this rolling out? And yes, we will be here to help you. This is going to be a series of rollouts. This was just the first information session. So we are going to be here hand-holding and here to answer all questions along the way. So I will let George talk about now how this is going to roll out and what you can expect in the next few weeks.
So in a perfect world, right, we are, launch this thing out and everyone kind of goes on there, but we understand that there's going to be a lot of questions, right, that are come about. There's about 1/10 of the people that are in membership that are on this today, right? So you can imagine if it was times 10 with all the questions, and I'm sure more are going to come out as people get them. So what it's going to be, it's going to be a claim situation. So you're going to get a link. That link is going to take you to claim your listing. It will not be built out like this, but it'll have your information you're on there, your name, business name, email. They won't show it, but like it has to be, you have to claim it with what you gave to USPCA in order to claim your listing. So if you used your AOL, right, for and gave that to Vince 10 years ago, that's going to be the email that's going to work, right?
So in other words, it's a good time to go update your regular profile, not your HAC profiles, but your profiles that we have on file in the association management system that you guys can access to update. So if there anything that we need to know between myself and Vince, we are happy to help if you don't know how to do that to get to it. But now is the time to make sure that your USPCA profile, not necessarily your HAC, but your USPCA profile, your member profile is up to date. So that's a suggestion I have.
And if you don't have a mobile number that's in there, say you joined the association before there were cell phones, I don't know. Make sure that number is updated too as well. There is an add-on feature that we will roll out eventually that will be a SMS notification of a new opportunity as they come in. So we didn't want to dive into that right now, but it is something. So if you have a landline, make sure it's a mobile. Make sure we have your mobile number. Okay. So claim the listing. We're going to roll it out based off of Premier, Provisional, Preparatory, Student, and Corporate. We may combine just based off of number situation because the most membership is in Premier. And then we might combine some of these together. We will have some starting December, and we're going to let everyone know about that schedule and that calendar. We will have it so that it'll be an open free flow kind of webinar or meeting where questions can get asked. We could dive into it directly, so it's not as structured as we need to. If there's enough people on there, we'll definitely do it. If there's not, then there's going to be videos. I have recording videos that I did with the early adopters where that'll show walking through the profile and how to set it up. So I'll make sure that you guys have all that too as well. There'll be a customer support situation where you'll be able to create a ticket. We're still building some of that out right now. So in the meantime, it's going to be email until we get to that point. So that's it.
Hey, so, Kristen, thank you for your comment. It does seem like it'll be amazing. I just have to tell you guys, I am so excited. I have been jumping up and down for this rollout as I've learned about the program. There are more bells and whistles to come. There is other things that we are working on. We hear you. Always please talk to us. We're here to evolve with you and to help you grow. So thank you for everybody that was here this evening. If you think of any more questions, don't hesitate to go ahead and send me an email, prather@uspca.com. I've taken down and copied all the questions that weren't asked that have to do with some setup that I will share with George. But yeah, I'm really excited. So I hope you guys are too, and pass it on to everybody. I think this is going to be, I don't know, like I said, I'm just excited.
I'm excited too. I'm excited to actually get it in front of people. So yeah, again, if anyone has any questions, it's george@hirechef.com. I'll try to answer them as quickly as I possibly can, but we will be having presentations and webinars, like a schedule of webinars as we roll this out.
Yeah, we won't be leaving you to wing it on your own if to try to figure out how to get all this done.
Although it's really simple, so
it's really simple, but we will still be here to assist you. So look for those announcements for more of the launches and training. Like I said, please go into your member profile and make sure it is the most up-to-date information. Is particularly your email and mobile phone, as George said, just your contact info, because that is how you are going to log in. So everybody have a great rest of the evening. If I don't talk to any of you individually, I wish everyone the best holidays, and thank you for being here this evening.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.